The Society for Ocean Sciences attended the beach cleanup and restoration effort at Fort McHenry National Monument and Shrine in Baltimore, Maryland. Registration for the cleanup began at 9 a.m. and the crowds were coming in full force despite the pretty dismal weather. The Fort McHenry site was created to mitigate the impact of constructing the Fort McHenry Tunnel. This habitat is now an important one for wildlife, including seabirds, heron, muskrats and red-winged blackbirds. The aquarium, in partnership with the National Park Service, maintain and monitor the site.
Condition of the water, well, we've just had a large rainstorm, so anytime we have large rainstorms and runoff events from the watershed, we get a few things coming down. We get a lot of floating debris, soda bottles, plastic bags, styrofoam, and that's basically litter that was thrown out up in the watershed. It could be as far north as Owings Mills or even farther north than that. And when it rains, that material flows down through the streets, into the storm drains, down through the streams, and ends up here in Baltimore Harbor. And what we're doing today is picking up that material. So it's actually a good timing that we've had this big rainstorm before today's event.
The tide brings in all sorts of waste, as you can see here by the accumulation of plastics along the shoreline. Volunteers were provided with gloves, t-shirts, bags and boots. People were separated into teams to begin the rather daunting task of collecting all the trash that had accumulated.
But if we weren't out here doing these volunteer cleanups, this debris would literally pile up feet deep. And there's other areas in the harbor where no one's taking care of it like we are here. And that's what you see, 2 and 3 foot deep rafts of soda bottles and other discarded trash from the watershed.
A team leader was assigned to each group and was responsible for keeping good records of the trash collected. An inventory of debris was collected, which allows the conservation staff to monitor the restoration efforts.
I was saying to my friends before, it's one thing to know, like, oh yeah, I know that there are a lot of trash and I know it's building up, but then it's another thing to come down here and see all the little things that are just hidden everywhere.
An array of items were found, from plastics to shop vacs. Here you can see a colony of barnacles which have made this plastic bottle their home. Large items that float in prove to be more difficult to remove from the site. Driftwood must be removed to ensure natural tidal flooding to the wetland. Once everyone had collected all the trash, a boat came by to pick up the bags. As we walked around the site, it was astonishing to see the volume and variety of trash. For instance, hypodermic needles and fish hooks, and quite a number of baseballs, and unfortunately, tires.
We were surprised by the debris and the variety of debris, like we said, but most especially like hypodermic needles and things like that, which are remarkable. You know, that gets thrown into the bay and washes up here.
Really what goes on upstream, how you live your life upstream, how you take care of your yard, recycling, not littering, all those things end up down here in the harbor and right in the Chesapeake Bay. So that really matters.
Well, the take-home lessons are that we'll probably never eat on styrofoam plates again.
After a hard day's work, the volunteers gathered for a barbecue, which was served on biodegradable paper plates.